Decided to divorce Ji Cong on the same day. It's my birthday. At the dinner table, I jokingly asked him if he loved me. Ji Cong didn't smile. People in their 30s. So, what's the hypocrisy? I bowed my head and said nothing, glancing at the screenshot on the phone. Chat on the background. Ji Cong was hugging the woman and kissing it. Dialogue box. Ji Cong confessed to her affectionately. Ji Cong, I only love you Zhou alone. Raising my eyes again, I asked Ji Cong to give me a birthday present. Ji Cong deserves to be fast. Whatever you want, you say. I quickly removed the ring from my hand. Send a heart, get started. Ji Cong, let's get a divorce. Listen to me. Ji never reacted. The good-looking eyebrows are slightly twisted. Brushed up the knife and fork. Take a napkin and wipe the corners of your mouth slowly. Then, he looked up at me. Looked at Chin impatiently. How do you seem to be a different person? I took a sip of the juice. Why, we don't deserve romance between us. Married for 5 years. Do you want to hear you say that it's hard to love me? Ji Cong stood up. Walked over and patted me on the shoulder. Don't make a fuss, you know. I'm not good at sweet talk. Recently, I heard that there was a project that was not filmed. Get up on the wrong side of the bed. I have a trade show in a few days. You go together to breathe. Dodge his hand. I'm going to keep the divorce deal open and wait for you to get it to you. Ji Cong was angry with Chin. Are you being funny? Pregnancy on the forefoot. Hindfoot divorce. Your hormones are out of balance. It's hormone imbalance. I've always been mild-tempered. Even after all these years of hard work in the business world. I've always been mild-mannered. Speak without swearing. Now after pregnancy. It seems that the temper is a little bigger. I stood up. The phone was thrown in front of him. You are the party at fault. Don't mess with me, or you won't look good in court. On the mobile phone, it was sent to me by Shou. Screenshot of Ji Cong's chat with him. Chat background picture. A bunch of old classmates who were heathing. He and Ji Cong kissed inseparably. Chat text messages. It was Ji Cong's confession to him. Intermittent, mixed language. The air word looks like speech to text. It's about so many years. I haven't forgotten him. I listened to my parents back then. Marrying me is the most regrettable thing he has ever done in his life. There is no turning back in life. But he never loved him only. Ji Cong saw the screenshot. Quickly explained the class reunion that day. I was drunk. Ji, you know it too. There has never been any positive news. It was he who took my phone and edited it. Messy hair, I was amused by him. Pros are also promiscuous. Ji Cong was stunned. Of course, I was really dizzy. He pinched his eyebrows. What kind of person I am? You don't know. Don't worry, I won't be going to the party in the future. Well, what are you? I know. I clicked on my phone. I took a closer look at the divorce process that the secretary had just sent. Ji Cong listened to me. Smiled right. That's a good wife for me. Happy birthday. I'm going to see the trade show. He took his coat. Walked towards the door. When the door is open to leave. I said lightly, Ji Cong. You are a scumbag who cheated on his wife during her pregnancy. Ji Cong was stunned and looked back at Chin. How are you being unreasonable? I said it was drinking. I swallowed the nutritional supplement tablets that came with my meal. Coldly replied to him, you can keep it and tell the judge. See if he believes it or not. A few sentences were shaken off. Let me have a good rest. Closed the door and left. I cut the birthday cake myself. Eat a small bite slowly. Cream into the throat. Got pregnant. Went to the bathroom and vomited a lot. It's uncomfortable. Mrs. Zhang called. Mrs. Zhang is a noble person who carries me. Back then, I worked on projects on my own. He was my first investor. After he completely returned to the family, I saw that I was still working hard in the business world after marriage. I've always been in close contact with me. Especially recently, we've both been pregnant. Go to pregnancy tests often together. Mrs. Zhang said. Looking at me is like looking at him. There is no alternative to choose another version of life. Now, I look at the messages he sent me. Just want to laugh. What another version? When it comes to men cheating after marriage. The plot is really strong, but apparently he's more exciting than mine. On the photos sent by Mrs. Zhang, men and women are doing firewood in the car. Slippery body. Earthworm-like adhesion is inseparable. I swallowed another regurgitation in my stomach. Pick up the phone. Mrs. Zhang was extremely emotional. The voice was crying. I'm pregnant. But he slept out for 3 days. Kill me, I'm going to vomit out my disgusting intestines now. I didn't think for a moment how to be relieved. Him. Let's talk about myself. Don't be afraid, it's the same on my side. We deal with it together. Mrs. Zhang exclaimed. What? Small season. How could he? Ji Cong is a well-known good man in the circle. Every day, the company home is 2 o'clock and 1 line. In addition to work, it is fitness. It has always been said to be a typical representative of self-cleanliness. So, it's normal for Mrs. Zhang to be surprised. But see me silent. He was quickly filled with righteous indignation and would see you at the entrance of the hospital tomorrow morning. Let's go get a tire together. I quickly interrupted him. Mrs. Zhang, I can accompany you. But I don't have tires. Here I don't want to have a tire. Mrs. Zhang's chat is a pig addict. I'm afraid that the phone call won't be clear. Ask me to have refreshments in a few days. After hanging up the phone, I rubbed my temples. Get up and go to bed and lie down. I'm not wrong. Pregnant women do need to get some rest. I close my eyes and recuperate. The phone vibrated again. After clicking on it, it turned out to be a message from Zhou Qing. After graduating from college, we haven't said a word. But he's been back from abroad since last month. The message box was lively. Now there are crackling small essays one after another. Chin, I'm so sorry. Class reunion the day before yesterday. I fainted. The brain took a phone from A. I accidentally clicked on your chat interface. Pressed the record key. Song was also drunk. Said all that nonsense. Chin, the two of us were drunk that day, and time and space were chaotic. You know that, too. I had a party with him when I was in college. Hugged together. My classmates took a photo and sent it to me. I set it up as a chat background in a daze. Chin, Song said that you are pregnant with a baby. Let me explain it to you. We are really innocent. Don't be angry. We'll apologize to you another day. It's a bunch of things to do after drinking. Confused recording to text. The kissing background is also set. Finally, send me a screenshot. So many years. Zhou Qing really hasn't changed at all. It's still like that with a weak shell. Energetic, only 3 green tea is Zhou Qing. When it comes to college, the 3 of us were college classmates. My relationship with Ji Cong is a very earthy route. Marriage of wealthy families. Childhood. From elementary school to high school. There is a high degree of overlap between the 2 that arranged for us. A few from all the way to the excellent. I'm also catching up all the way. A university that can't be arranged at home. We both worked hard to get into one place. Admission scores are tied for 1 or 2. When I got my acceptance letter, old man Ji came to my house with a few times. Said that the 2 of us were predetermined. After 2 years, I was older and made up the engagement ceremony. The stepmom was joking at the time. There's no goblin in college. When you see money, you go up. If the marriage is bad for them, it will not be good. Ji Cong retorted that his words were very choked. I just like Chin. You can't look at anyone unless you're blind. The grown-ups laughed. He took me by the hand and ran into a corner where no one was around. I blushed. He kissed me for the first time. He said he would take good care of me in the future. Never betray me. I didn't expect to be blind in my freshman year. He frantically fell into Zhou Qing's entanglement. The reason why it is said to be entangled. It's because of Zhou Qing's routine. It has never been a blatant pursuit. It's not a swooping seduction. Rather, after making all sorts of coincidences. Also came to explain the entanglement with an innocent face. He and I were roommates. Ji Cong and I have always been inseparable. The college knows we're a couple. But Zhou Qing can always be with Ji Cong on various occasions. Something different happened. For example, an outing. He rides a shared bike. Crashed straight into Ji Cong's cycling bike. fell all over his arms and was blue. He was bleeding from his forehead. Ji Cong took him to the hospital. Afterwards, he took my hand and explained, Chunchin, don't get me wrong. Just went to the hospital. I have nothing to do with him. Another example is that I teamed up with a team to participate in a student activity. He signed up to volunteer for the event. When I was holding an event, I overturned the milk tea that Ji Cong bought for me. After getting wet, I volunteered to reprint it. Dragged Ji Cong to the print shop. When I came back, I was told that Chinchin was just a printed material. Don't think about it. At first, I was tired of complaining about him. Said that Zhou Qing was the most annoying girl he had ever seen. But after a few times of such a thing, it's changed since then. When I brought something, I started bringing 2 copies. Your poor student roommate named Zhou Qing. Life is cold. Give to him a portion. Later, he began to call her Qing Qing. Zhou Qing called him Aunt Song. The day of my birthday party in my freshman year. A few from the shoulders around him. Say it in front of everyone. In the future, I will have more sisters with him. Zhou Qing smiled brightly. What a sister. It's better to say brothers. Open and close your mouth again, Chinchin. Don't get me wrong. Just a pity. Later, after a while, the brother was a brother. Ji Cong suddenly told me one day. His affection for me has always been not that of a man or a woman. After we broke up, Ji Cong and Zhou Qing had a vigorous talk. In the end, it ended with Zhou Qing following his mentor abroad. The old man of the Ji family smoked him and was covered in injuries. Ji Cong knelt in front of my house all night with his injuries. His wound was bleeding from the rain. He kept calling my name while he was unconscious in the hospital. Begged me to forgive him. My mother was holding me at the time to persuade Chuncheon. There is no one who is not confused. Don't be discouraged. My dad was bruised. Say I'm not sensible. I don't let a few people enter the house. He was hospitalized in the rain. After all, I didn't want to give up the feelings that I had been with since I was a child. I was engaged to him according to my parents' arrangement. Unexpectedly, Zhou Qing appeared again now. They are going to play out the same entanglement before my eyes. Mrs. Zhang chose a home with a light taste. An elegant tea restaurant. This is the half moon that I haven't seen. We're both caught up in the novelty. But he had dark circles under his eyes. Unkempt hair. Disheveled. But I was at peace. Wear a soft cashmere dress. I also carefully put on an Australian white sweater chain. After taking a sip of refreshments, I swallowed the nutrients. Mrs. Zhang finally couldn't help but ask Xiaochen, did I hear it wrong on the phone? Xiao Ji cheated. Fake, right? I shook my head and I heard you right. Mrs. Zhang looked puzzled. Then I don't understand. I can't wait to get a baby right away. What's the matter with you? That's it. Do you want to give birth to a dirty man? I calmly took his hand. Asked him, Mrs. Zhang. We've known each other for so long. It's up to you to observe. I've done things I wasn't prepared for. Facing Mrs. Zhang's inquiring gaze, I took out the prenuptial agreement that the Ji family promised me. The prenuptial agreement stipulates that if both parties cheat, the property of the cheating party belongs to the child. Mrs. Zhang looked impressed. You old money factions are just different. Upstarts like us. I can't think of such a way to break my head. I smiled wryly. Through marriage to achieve a deep family bond. It's all about profit. After all, a wealthy family married. I'm afraid of the unstable factor of divorce. So come up with this method. But this agreement is actually very cunning. Only in the case of childbirth. This agreement is valid. But once you have children, most of the time, especially ordinary women, divorce will not be an option. Conceived in October. Worked hard to give birth to a child. How can you bear to let the child? The son has no father. I remembered my mom. When I was young, my dad had a lot of fun outside. My mom was wronged. Come to me and cry. Chen, Mom didn't divorce for you and your brothers. Mommy doesn't want you to be left without a dad. I was a kid at the time. Always a point Tianing. But now I'm older. There was a different view. I don't want to be an ordinary woman. Mrs. Zhang read the agreement. Hand it to me with a bitter face. Chin, I don't have such a guarantee as you. I comforted him. Think about it. It's not easy to delay. But it can't be done in a moment. I'm not done yet. Was interrupted by Mrs. Zhang. Mrs. Zhang's emotions are on the rise again. I don't have to think about it. Dirty man like him. I don't want to give him a baby. I swallow the shrimp dumplings. Wiped his mouth. Now that you've made up your mind. Without further ado, I'll accompany you to have an abortion today. Say yes along the way. She had a fetus and I had a pregnancy test. The entrance of the department. There was a girl who had just come out of the operating room. His face was a little pale. There is also a crouch on the ground. Hold your knees. The head is buried deeply. It's time to call us. Mrs. Zhang tugged on my sleeve tightly. His face was very ugly. His hands trembled slightly. I whispered what was wrong. Didn't want to go in. Mrs. Zhang bit her lip. Pull me to the stairwell next to me. There was no one in the stairwell. He sat down on the row of chairs, covering his face and crying in a low voice. I went over and hugged him gently. Whisper and coax, don't hold back. If you have anything to say, you can tell me. Mrs. Zhang leaned on my shoulder. The voice trembled. Xiaochen, I hate it so much. I'm not reconciled. I'm not physically fit to have children. I had an unknown number of ovulation injections. That's why I had this child. I didn't expect it to be this ending. If you were you, would you be willing to do it? Also, I haven't had my own income for a long time. Lao Zhang has shorted my original company in recent years. This kid is also the only weight I have to keep him. There is no Lao Zhang. What should I do with him? A lot of things to say at once. I sighed deeply. Wipe away her tears. That's right, you should take the time to think about it. And not on the spur of the moment. Always talk about tires. Xiaochen Zhang Tai looked up. You think you're going to fight? I smiled. Reservations are also required. However, people can only force Liangshan. The mind is clear. So, it's better to wear more. You're here, just calm down. Let's take the long view. And, starting today, I don't want to call you Mrs. Zhang. Call me Sister Wei. Sister Wei hugged me tightly. After stabilizing your mood, we went for a pregnancy test. I didn't expect to get out of the elevator. Didn't take 2 steps. I actually saw Ji Cong. Ji Cong was holding a woman with a bleeding leg. Queue up at the surgical department. Both were dressed in sporty attire. The woman was draped in several layers of her coat. But it still can't stop the convex and backward figure. Is it Zhou Qing? Isn't that your little season? Sister Wei's newly calmed emotions were turbulent again. Straight in front of them. Catch Zhou Qing. Slap him in the face. Everyone came to see the dead junior. This one went on. People quickly gathered around. Zhou Qing covered her face. Tears overflowed from the eyes. In the confusion, there was almost no time to say anything. A boy with mineral water ran over. Who do you say is the junior? It's really lively. Who are you? Sister Wei asked. Boy, I'm Gu Ming, a student of Teacher Zhou. Mr. Zhou is an excellent talent. How can I tolerate your slander? The boys are tall and big. A youthful vibe. I've been looking for someone recently. Learned about Zhou Qing's situation after returning to China. He is working as a lecturer at a university. This boy is supposed to be his student. He's a great talent. He's scumbag. He is a man with a wife. They were so close. By what counts? Sister Wei's fingers flew. Between Ji Cong and Zhou Qing, I patrolled the scene of my rape. Sister Wei is more excited than me. The scene was comical at one point. This sister, you misunderstood. I was injured and couldn't stand on my feet. I'm working out. Fong ran into an old classmate. He was kind enough to take me to the hospital. Don't open your mouth to slander people. Zhou Qing's face was full of tears. Grievances and grievances cried. Ji Cong quickly withdrew the hand that was originally holding Zhou Qing. Sharply said a misunderstanding to the onlookers. What's there to see? It's all gone. I sneered and followed. You always say you're busy with my pregnancy test. Never accompanied me. It turned out to be busy here. Ji Cong walked up to me. Cares about me. It's been a lot of stress lately. So go to the gym and be more diligent. As a result, Shou-ching was injured. It was really an accident. Last time I was drunk. This accident is also unusual. I sneered and pointed to the clothes on Zhou-ching's body. I'll give you this sports coat, Ji Cong said. Shaking his hand, he withdrew his coat. Zhou-ching was wearing a tight-fitting crop top. The outlining is eye-catching. Suddenly shivered from the cold. The student named Gu Ming next to him quickly took off his coat. Put it on Zhou-ching. Unscrew the water and hand it to teacher Zhou-ching. You drink saliva slowly. Zhou-ching pushed the water. Crying came to me in the morning. We were roommates when we were in college. Believe me, nothing really happened to us. The coat was put on by Ah-tsung when he saw that I was cold. Teacher, you don't have to explain. Those who are clear are self-purifying. Gu Ming pulled Zhou-ching back. Ji Cong took my hand, Chunchen. I'll accompany you to your pregnancy test. These three can simply sing a big play. I felt sick to my stomach. No need, you can stay here. Shake off his hand. I pulled Sister Wei and walked away quickly. Sister Wei relieved her chi as she walked, and the three surnamed Zheng didn't let me catch it red-handed. Now that Ji Cong has been deleted, this is also a relief. I couldn't stop crying. Sister Wei sighed at Xiaochen. You're such a person who can handle things. You're not angry. I've already been angry. Now it's just thinking about solving the problem. I sighed. Zhou-ching appeared. Maybe God is saving me. Sister Wei, I've had enough with Ji Cong. At the beginning of the marriage with Ji, my heart was full of joy, thinking about it, although there is an episode. But I'm also with my beloved. From the school uniform to the wedding dress, I worked hard to manage my relationship with him. Following a little lung disease from the side. For a small illness, I will boil his lungs and pear soup all year round. He loves fitness. I go to the gym with him in my free time. Gradually, I found something wrong. I'm in the mood. All he knows is how to buy gifts. But he never asked me why I was unhappy. Exercised together at the gym. There was never much communication. I wiped his sweat. He dodged them all. Before marriage, he was not like this. After breaking up with Shou-ching, he tried his best to be nice to me. Say you want to make up for your mistakes. After marriage, he was like the engine after a drag race. Cool down slowly. I couldn't find a reason for my inner torment. Crashes in the middle of the night. Wrap your arms around him from behind. Ask him if I'm not doing well enough. I changed it, but he always said I was fine. Let me not think about it. Slowly, I became discouraged. In business, we play the role of a loving couple. Privately, we were like roommates. Until some time ago, Ji Cong hugged me and said, Chunchen, it's time for us to have a baby. I want to give birth to our crystal. My mom and mother-in-law also kept urging us to have children. Hope rose in my heart again. Would it be nice to have a child? I didn't expect to be hit before I could think of the answer. I didn't expect Zhou-ching to fall from the sky at this point in time. Ji Cong said that he was drunk. So I kissed Zhou-ching. But I know he's drunk. Business. How many times he got drunk? There are no exceptions. It's calm and self-contained every time. So, the moment I saw the kiss photo, I know the answer. Our marriage is not going to be good. Following from the so-called drunken words, it made me completely sober. It turned out that his actions before marriage were not to make amends. It's to trick me into getting married. After getting married. But he regretted that he had married me at the behest of his family. I'm proud of everything from school uniforms to wedding dresses. It's not as good as him touching a wine glass with Zhou-ching, who can't be loved. Received, to the night of Zhou-ching's screenshot. I stayed up all night. Tears soaked the pillow towel. I regret being like a shrunken turtle, struggling for so long in a marriage during the disappointment. More ashamed of their own stupidity. I also thought about saving my marriage by relying on my children. How innocent the child is. In the end, I am deeply grateful. I'm glad I haven't given up on my career. This is the greatest courage that sustains me to keep going. After Yuan and Sister Wei came out of the hospital, they said something again. When I got home, I was already there. In the morning, he came over and wanted to hug me. I quickly dodged. Disgusting. He retracted. Hand me your phone. Chin, I know I shouldn't have any more contact with him. I really didn't expect to come across it at the gym. All old classmates. Can't help but take a hand. You check my phone. I've deleted all of his contact information. Since then, he has been a stranger. Subsequently, he took out a necklace with a sincere face. Don't be angry. Being angry is not good for your baby. This is a rare version of a blue diamond necklace I photographed. Come, I'll put it on you. I didn't speak. Ji Cong pulled me to the mirror and sat down. I was given a blue diamond, shining with a clear light. Look at his flattering eyes. In a trance, I felt like I was back in that rainy night. He was injured in the hospital. He also took my hand so flatteringly. I beg my forgiveness. Same trick. I won't be fooled a second time. Both from such a cheap thing. I'll buy a bunch of them. It's not an uncommon thing. I touched the necklace. Saying lightly, Ji Cong originally bent down to look at the mirror. Listen to me. Stand up straight. It's good to keep the tone cold. I'll find a better one for you later. But you should also pay attention. Don't get too close to that Mrs. Zhang. He lost his mind and went crazy. A few days ago, he even sent a private detective to follow him. Mr. Zhang, you should be a good wife. You also always know how to do it. In the mirror, his slender legs flickered. Then there was a click of the door shut. He walked after. I quickly pulled out my phone. The surveillance footage found by the secretary has been sent. Never asked me not to hire a private detective like Sister Wei. Why do you need to work so hard? He didn't know. I've already taken over that gym. I was the proprietress of that gym. When I was in the hospital, I asked my secretary to monitor it. Surveillance. Zhou Qing took Guming into the gym behind him. His eyes wandered. Find the successor. Quickly stood on the treadmill next to him. From covering his face and pretending to be surprised, to tears in my eyes, he transforms naturally. Then he went to the treadmill far away from Ji Cong. Frequently turned his head to look at Ji Cong's shoulder. Snapped and fell on the treadmill, bleeding from a cut on the side leg. Guming hurriedly went to help him. Ji Cong rushed directly to him, knocked out Guming's hand, picked up Zhou Qing and rushed out. Zhou Qing stuck to Ji Cong's body like an octopus. Watch the video. I have to say that Zhou Qing is really high-ranked. He is very skillful in this set of strength. I called the secretary. The contact information of the person who helped me check was Zhou Qing's student. Called Gu Ming, after the unhappiness of that day. He began to stay up at night. I made an appointment with a counselor. Go for a soul massage from time to time. Tell the counselor about it. The counselor asked me, Miss Xia, have you ever heard of a word called a compliance test? I nodded and listened. That was the only time I had it. Sneering at the gift he gave me. He punished me if he didn't like it. Wants me to bow my head. The counselor laughed at Miss Xia, who was really smart. In fact, you come to me more to talk. Your mental quality is very good. But you can see it. Your calm maturity is suppressed. A bitterness welled up inside me. Grew up being suppressed by his family. Fortunately, I have been increasing it all these years. Much better. The counselor told me to take a break during this time. Promise. Or do more. Helps to get rid of bad moods. I should be, and I listened to the counselor. Busy flying. There's no time to be sad. Busy with work during the day. In the evening, I took time to help Sister Wei pick out projects. I also have to watch the gym video carefully sent by the secretary. Like chasing TV series. Neither come home these days. I still go to the gym every day. And the same 10 points. Zhou Qing is also there. Zhou Qing's leg recovered really quickly. Come rain, come shine. Keep exercising. Every time Zhou Qing. All selected the fitness equipment that is the farthest away from Ji Cong. He will still take Gu Ming with him. Gu Ming took good care of him. From commissioning the machine to handing out water and towels. Meticulous. Years of husband and wife. I know Ji Cong too well. He was exercising calmly on the surface. Practically absent-minded. Especially when Zhou Qing and Gu Ming were talking and laughing. Ji Cong's movements are all stiff. And every time Zhou Qing interacts with Gu Ming, The afterglow will skim in the direction of Ji Cong. These three people are on stage. Zhou Qing intended to use other men to make Ji Cong jealous. Season from the middle. Jealous. Only Gu Ming was stupid. Ji Cong's workout became more and more absent-minded. Finally someday, Zhou Qing began to stop taking Gu Ming. He debugs the machine himself. Apparently not debugged. Look around. A helpless look on his face. Lines of sight and a few bushes staggered. They looked at each other for a minute, then walked towards each other at the same time. A few songs helped him set up the nearest machine. The two exercised side by side. Didn't say a word from beginning to end. But I know, the ashes are about to begin to rekindle. After never returning home for a full month and a half, I called early in the morning. The trade show party here is scheduled for 3 days later. I sent a gift to my family. You're ready to go. I replied with a cold face and only 2 words to him. Not available. Quickly hung up. I made an appointment in the evening. Sister Wei came to the house to screen the items for him. Talked to him. Some time ago. I figured it out with him. The most important at the moment. On the one hand, it is to think about the children's stay. On the other hand, it is to regain the initiative in property. I asked Sister Wei to figure it out. The assets of all Zhang's group are listed in detail. I picked out a few of the humble ones. But a potential asset. No matter what means you use to ask him, it's fine. It's okay to pretend to be pitiful. These are in hand. You'll be able to have a relatively decent one. A chance to get back to the table. Sister Wei was amazed at my business acumen. Nodding his head again and again. She looked at my simple analysis. Suddenly opened his mouth in the morning. Before I came, I didn't think about whether the children would stay or not. Now I know the answer. The child was gone. He choked. I can't continue to live with a cheating man. Since you're leaving, the priority is to get back on the ground. It's definitely too much for you. There is no way to give a child a good start. And I'm different from you. Xiaoqin, you are rational enough. I'm a dependent personality. I'm afraid that the child will be born. I've lived my life full of kids. Not good for me. It's not good for children either. Sister Wei took my hand. I can see why you left the child. Your ability gives you enough confidence. I nodded. The kindness of parents is not in childbirth. And in lifting. In fact, let Ji Cong go out of the house. It's just a punishment for him. My kids don't have a shortage of that money at all. I can give my child a full range of resources. Sister Wei asked Xiaoqin. Have you considered the absence of a father? I took a sip. The health of a child's character depends on the education he or she receives. There is an unqualified father. And a depressed family. It's better not to have any. A qualified mother. It is also enough to provide a comprehensive education. Sister Wei's eyes were red. You can no longer agree with my words. I clapped my hands. Stand up, all right. Serious business is over. Sister Wei, let me show you something interesting. I pulled out some healthy snacks. Freshly squeezed juice was placed. I clicked on the message from the secretary. The freshest gym videos. Sister Wei quickly turned on the melon-eating mode. It looks like he's not in a good mood. I give a thumbs up. Sister Wei has good eyesight. I snatched him in the morning. He was probably going to die of rage. Angry? Don't let him go. What about the junior? Sister Wei's voice just fell. Zhou Qing appeared. They walked silently side by side. The workout is over. Zhou Qing picked up the water cup and wanted to drink water. Open it but put it back in. It looks like I forgot to water it. He didn't bring any water. I didn't bring towels either. Poor Baba looked at the water glass and towel in his hand. Sister Wei is magnifying her moves. I calmed down. Sister Wei said that it was so thick. A cup of tea. Ji Cong hesitated for a few seconds. It was like going through a fierce ideological struggle. I still handed over the water glass, then slowly walked up to him. Pick up a towel. He began to wipe the sweat from his head. This moment. Zhou Qin probably waited for a long time. He shook Ji Cong's hand. Bean-sized tears slipped down his face. Hugged several layers of waist violently. Kissed it. Sister Wei, who is eating nuts. The mouth is wide open. like a stunned hamster. I started clicking like crazy. Screenshots one by one. Sister Wei threw the nuts violently. Ask me for the gym address. Xiaochen, what's the use of just taking screenshots? In my experience, they must have a story to tell tonight. Sister Wei quickly called the detective he hired. Give me 2 people to go now. 9 o'clock in the evening. Detective message. Since I went to the hotel with Shou Qing. Sister Wei grabbed her coat. Pull me out the door. Now the evidence is conclusive. Let's go, my sister will take you to catch the adulterer. I walked towards the door. But I remembered something. Sister Wei doesn't need the 2 of us to go. I have a better candidate. Did you remember the last time you were in the hospital? Swearing. Didn't Shou Qing be the boy who was a junior? I sent someone to inquire about the relationship between the 2 men one by one. Shou Qing took all the scientific research projects for Gu Ming. But most of the research results were appropriated by him. Gu Ming looked at him. It has far exceeded the students' worship of the teacher. Privately accompanied him to the gym many times. It also shows that the relationship between the 2 is not ordinary. I picked up my phone and called Shou Qing's little wolf dog. Hello, sorry to bother you. But I guess that's what I'm going to say. You must be interested. 12 o'clock in the middle of the night. I've received heavy feedback. The phone first popped up to apply for adding friends. Gu Ming searched for my WeChat through his mobile phone number. I just passed. The dialogue box starts to bounce like crazy. It's all the scene of Ji Cong and Shou Qing's cheating. According to this, Gu Ming didn't know what to do. Burst into their room. In the photo, Shou Qing is huddled in the quilt. The attendant wears a bathrobe. A few used crime aids scattered on the ground. The picture is beautiful. It makes people red-faced. Gu Ming made a voice call. I'm sorry, I was the one who offended me in the hospital before. I just found out today. I was deceived by him. He took advantage of my love for him. Squeeze my labor. While saying that he loves me. While entangled with your husband. He took a deep breath. Sister Xia, I must put this woman for what she really is. Public. I didn't say much. His contact details were given. It is the email address of Shou Qing's former mentor's wife. I also found out by asking someone. Shou Qing has little academic ability. I have been going abroad for many years. The tutor has only published a number of articles. Foreign circles have long called him an academic dodgy. He was sent back to China by his mentor's allotment. It's the 3rd crown, I'll call Ji Cong. Let him come back in the evening. Ji Cong deserves to be refreshing. It's good to know it's wrong. I'll be home tonight. He thought I was bowing my head. After arriving home, Ji Cong looked tired. Probably broke into the room for Gu Ming. It's a lot of trouble. I added fuel to the fire at the right time. The coffee table was full of photos. The evidence is abundant. His face burned terribly. He spoke hoarsely. You don't want to leave a lot of land, do you? I nodded. Tomorrow to get a divorce. You leave the house. The child is mine. From then on, we had nothing to do with each other. Both from the rare anger was raised. Sinking. Do you feel that you are very high? I'm telling you. It's not all my fault for cheating. You look at yourself. Do you look like a woman? From small to large. You're always going to crush me when it counts. When you were in school, you always competed with me for the first place. That's it. You still don't pay attention when you get married. Every day in the business world to show the limelight. Now we have a crisis of feelings. You're still all over the money. I see like a robot. Do you know why I like Shou Qing? It was he who made me experience the passion of love. It made me realize the dependence of women on men. The follower was completely out of shape. He said this. Sit heavily on the couch. Hold your forehead. I listened quietly to him. There was silence. I burst into laughter. Ji Cong asked me with red eyes, what are you laughing at? I shrugged and laughed. I don't know what incompetence is now. Fury, I don't bother to contradict him. I've wasted enough time with him. Never wake up a person who pretends to be asleep. I handed him the divorce papers. Ji Cong sneered at me. It's good to be divorced. I immediately married Shou Qing. He's not a cold woman like you. You just hold on to your money and grow old alone. Thank you very much for the blessings, I said lightly, both from the top of the gas. Ripped through the agreement. Didn't even look at it. Signed directly. Divorce. Cooling off period. My dad frantically called me. You are crazy? Pregnant. You get divorced. I listened quietly to him talk about a whole bunch of disadvantages of divorce. The reputation of the two. Possible property disputes. The disintegration of the two interests bounded. Only it was not considered. My happiness. I didn't say much. A simple reply both from the immediate outbreak of the scandal. Divorce is a protection for the next family. Take 10,000 steps back. Dad, whether to divorce or not is my freedom to marry. I will take your opinion into account, but will no longer accept your manipulation. Also, tell my mom not to come and persuade me. It's useless, from small to large. I received too much of my dad's education. He educated me. Girls don't have to be competitive. The most important thing is to marry a good family. Be responsible, low-key, and obedient. He left all the work of the group to his brothers. Designated me a good person. But now, the facts have proved the absurdity of a good family style. And my mother chose not to divorce for the sake of her children. Trying to maintain a semblance of peace. In fact, life is like walking on thin ice. Full of grievances. I don't want this kind of life. My child's life. It should all be defined by itself. The day I went to get the divorce certificate, Ji Cong brought Zhou Qing. In front of Ji Cong. Zhou Qing looked embarrassed. I told her, don't go through the formalities in a day. He didn't listen, but he went to answer the phone. But he turned his face and towed highly. Show off to me that you lost to me when you sink into college. Now you're still losing. Thank you for taking care of Atsong for me. So many years. Such an excellent man. It's really the best place to go in life. I was expressionless. Look at him, like a fighting. Get a divorce certificate. Before leaving, I smiled and said to Zhou Qing, I wish you happiness. Your wedding gift is on your way. With that, I turned to leave. At the same time, he sent a message to Guming for divorce. The marriage is over. Find the right time. The message can be put away. After Sister Wei finds a way to get the assets and dispose of them. I filed for divorce with my husband. Mr. Zhang laughed at him. I thought he was just verbally stubborn. Sister Wei told me. A miscarriage has been scheduled. The day of the miscarriage. I was with him. Before entering the operating room, he stroked his stomach. Xiaochen, I feel sorry for this child. But I don't have anything else to do. I took his hand. We can always only do the optimal solution. Isn't it? Sister Wei nodded. Entered the operating room. Indoor, outdoor. A life is passing. A life grows. The interpretation is all about the courage to start over. Following the news from the net out of the house. Began to ferment on social networks. Obviously, he didn't tell Zhou Qing about it. Instead, he hired a botnet to swipe posts online. Spread the news of his and Zhou Qing's newlywed. The title is all about true love. But his true love couldn't hold back. Zhou Qing angrily called me to question Xiaochen. You want to be ashamed? 1 day husband and wife 100 days. Thou hast let him out of the house. I was set up by you. I smiled back at him. That's where it goes. People are doing it and the sky is watching. You'd better be blessed. Hang up the phone. There is an entry on the internet that has exploded. Someone has analyzed it exhaustively over the years. Zhou Qing may rely on resource stealing. Or squeeze the academic results that students only get. There is also a PPT. Detailed disclosure. He has repeatedly destroyed all kinds of evidence of other people's marriages. On the same day, Zhou Qing's school quickly issued a statement. Said that an investigation had been launched into the situation. It didn't take a few days. The results of the investigation came out. This is true. The teacher was able to dismiss the lecturer. Compare it. The previous true love post was ridiculous. At the same time, someone picked up the news that I was pregnant. It was confirmed that Ji Cong was his wife cheating during her marriage and pregnancy. The stock price of the entire Ji group fell sharply. Ji Cong Ben is a director of the group. The group issued a statement overnight to remove him. The The competition among the descendants of the Ji family is fierce. Ji Cong's eldest brother jumped into the house. Ji Cong was completely kicked out of management. At this point, I completely blocked Zhou Qin. All contact information of the Harmony servant. The belly is getting bigger. At 8 months, I got a strange phone call. After clicking on it, a familiar voice came from the morning. Morning, isn't it about to give birth? Can I take a look at you? I want to see our child born. I haven't seen you in months. His voice was old. I haven't had time to speak. He added Qinchin anxiously. I divorced from Zhou Qing's crazy woman. Qinchin, I'm sorry for you. Can you please let me interrupt him? Mr. Ji, how about you and your wife? It has nothing to do with me. You're in a mess. The career was a failure. Take a good look in the mirror. My child has nothing to do with you. Follow your mother's surname and think about doing it yourself. Don't call me again. On the other end of the phone, Ji Cong's voice choked. After all, I couldn't say a word. Time flies. It's due date. Sister Wei was originally on the project. I took a sip of the juice. Why, we don't deserve romance between us. Married for 5 years. Do you want to hear you say that it's hard to love me? May he lie on my belly. Listen to the fetal movements. Tears in his eyes. Qinchin, it's okay. This child is yours. It's mine too. I smiled and responded. Say to the baby who is kicking in the belly. Look at what your godmother likes. I'm afraid he'll reach in and pull you out now. On the day of production. After a loud cry, I officially signed for the precious gift that God had given me. That moment, I'm exhausted, but he is full of strength. I say in my heart, may your heart be clear. Be in good health. May your soul be free. Be of good character. May you be fearless of everything. Follow your heart. Always forward.